segment. One is going to be a special chat with Sean, who started a Facebook group during quarantine called 8 O'Clock Shot. It has grown to 27,000 members just since quarantine began. It's a short period of time. In fact, it grew 2,000 members since last night. So we're going to talk with him about what he's doing and what makes the group so special and why you are probably going to want to join as well. If you're listening to the podcast on all the podcast networks, thanks so much for doing so. Know that we have video portions to go along with it on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook, Anthony On Air Podcast. Make sure you guys follow and like our videos. If you prefer YouTube, we're there, Anthony On Air. Just search and find us. Hit the bell to get notifications and like our page so that you know when we go live and put up a fresh episode right now. All right, let's go to our first segment and talk with Sean, the founder of the 8 O'Clock Shot Facebook group.
I just want to say I'm a big fan of, when you're over at EHM, and I think I've seen you a few times at some functions over at Barbecue in Patchogue. So.
Oh, very good. Yeah, was I nice to you?
What's that?
Was I nice to you?
I believe so. If I met you, it was very brief. So, yes, you were.
All right, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time for this. For everybody who's listening on the podcast or watching on Facebook or YouTube, Sean is one of the founders of the Facebook group 8 O'Clock Shot. And I was invited to join, I believe, by Ethan, who is a rock star. Ethan's been around since the beginning of time for me. Did a lot of stuff with me back in the day. And just an overall great dude. And he kind of brought me in, and I looked at the group, and I saw a bunch of people from Patchogue that I knew. You know, a lot of the guys from Miles to Dayton had some videos on there. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'll join this group. And even from last night, I looked at your numbers from last night. It was 25,000 people were a part of the group. Today, it's 27,000 people. So you guys are growing at a ridiculous rate. But let's start at the beginning. Tell me when 8 O'Clock Shot started.
Okay, so it really was born on St. Patrick's Day. Was hanging out with a small group of friends. We were having a small, obviously social distancing get together because obviously all the bars had been closed about I believe 2 days before that. And at some point, I think my friend yelled out, I think we should do an 8 O'Clock Shot. And I said, well, it's 8:03 now. So then he yells, well, I think we should do an 8:08 shot, which was really funny. And then, of course, we did our shots and this and that. And I figured the next day we could correct the fact that we missed 8 o'clock. And then I was posting it on Facebook, and I just thought the way it kind of rolled off the tongue. So then every day I would get likes, and then the following Monday I just made it into a group, and I made Ethan and another friend of mine, Jimmy, admins, and they're a little more social media savvy than I am, and then it really kind of took off from there.
That's unbelievable. So on top of doing the show here on the radio and doing a podcast, I also do marketing on the side for people. It's my little side hustle. And I want to just tell you how incredibly difficult it is to start a Facebook group and organically grow it to 27,000 people in just less than 2 weeks.
It was a week today. I made it a group.
So in a week, dude, it doesn't.
It's blowing my mind too, brother. It really is.
It doesn't happen. Like it's non-existent. It doesn't happen. It's incredible. So
you're telling me I'm a unicorn, huh?
You are a unicorn marketing genius, my friend. You say you're not social savvy, but I think you are, and I don't think you know it. Give people the background on 8 o'clock. So I know you said how it came about, but what's the philosophy? What's the thing that's been getting everybody in? Are you guys legitimately doing shots every night at 8 o'clock?
Well, me and my friends have been, keeping up to the spirit of the whole thing. I think I'm going to have to take a break tonight. It's kind of getting to me. And actually, it's really not about the consumption or doing the shot. It's got nothing to do with doing an actual shot of whatever your favorite spirit is, or you can be a beer. You can just show us a coffee. And originally I just said, show up every day at 8 and give us a thumbs up. So everyone knows that you're okay. And here's these other people. We're all in the same boat. Just trying to make the best of a really bad situation.
So really, it's more of like a show up at this time, post a photo of yourself doing whatever, having a shot, having coffee, having dinner, giving a thumbs up, whatever it is, contribute during this time, and we can all get together and comment and just be in this group together at the same time.
Exactly. I don't want to, because I can't expect everyone to be a degenerate every day at 8 o'clock, and
Yeah, no, you can't. But you could try. One can try.
You could try. I mean, now we got all of April now. I mean, this is going to be rough.
It's true. Yeah, I know we do, and certainly the news is going to get a little rougher. So feels like we might need 8 o'clock shot more than ever. Now, I was invited by Ethan. How are you still like just open arms accepting people, or how can one person get involved in the 8 o'clock shot group?
Well, I've had some people ask me if they can make it if I can make it private, which I totally understand, because when this thing is over, we're all going to have to go back to work and to our regular jobs, and there's always people out there that can judge other people about what they've done or this and that, but as of right now, I've kept it public. And I've done that since the beginning. And then anyone on there can invite any one of their friends. I believe there's a 10-person limit per person. But at this number right now, exponentially, it's really increasing.
I mean, it's crazy. And what's nice about it, too, is, and this should be pointed out, it seems like it's a free-for-all, anything goes, except politics, which I think is, by the way, that's also the rule for my shows, no politics, because that's just divisive for people. This is kind of like a little safe haven where people can get a little goofy and a little funky and not have to worry too much about it.
Exactly. And I have a couple of admins, two of them, my friend Andrew from the Army, and my dear friend Kelly, and they're my two they're my vultures. I got anybody puts up politics, it's out of there.
Yeah, well, it's just good, and it's nice. We need an escape right now. We need a place to kind of just chill out and talk to people and keep the humor going. And you don't really get that on your normal feed, because at any moment somebody can post something. And it's like, it's depressing, you don't want to be bothered with that, Well,
I made that point last night. I put up a post. I'd rather be on my group thing right now than my regular feed, because I know I'm not going to see anything political.
Yeah, it's true. And
right now, Anthony, it's a bad time for it too. I mean, anyone who has their opinion, left or right, about what's going on or who's handling this well amongst our leaders, it's not helpful anyway. So
yeah, because they're going to lead and we have to follow. They're already there. Nothing's going to change in the next month or so. So you got to hope for the best for them. So you might as well just be in and having a good time. I love it. The memes are great too. I was just looking at one that somebody posted, which is, what is your isolation cocktail name? And it goes by first initial and birthday month. And mine would be Droopy Pool Cleaner. So that's nice.
Well, I mean, do you have a pool?
I do not.
Well, you're gonna have to get a pool sometime in the future. Then that's great.
Yeah, some of these are good. Saggy nipple. Let's see. My wife would be the screaming G-banger.
Hilarious.
It's good stuff, man. Is there so do you have any hopes for this thing, or are you just kind of having fun going along with the flow?
Well, obviously, I'd like to keep it up and running from here on out. We're going to get out from under this thing, and hopefully the next, I would say, month and a half, I'd like everyone that's on there to stay, and we'll just take it from there. We'll see,
That's awesome, man.
Hell, I need a job, so maybe I can run this thing for a living.
Hey, well, if you need help on figuring out that, I could probably help you with that part of it. That's for sure. I just love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just see some of the conversation, like, where's everybody from? And there's 196 people chiming in, just talking, you know?
Well, I'm trying to make every day, some kind of cheers to the people out there that have to go to work still, you know, the actual essential people, because, you know, they don't have the luxury sometimes of an 8 o'clock anything. So I try to say, you know, a little shout out to those people. And then, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm going to have a show your pet day. I know some people have already started that. I'm just trying to keep it a little fresh each day just to keep everyone engaged.
I love it. You said you weren't social at the beginning of this conversation, but you've got it down pat, my friend. You got something going on here. People are, I'm looking at another.
Well, you know,
go ahead.
I'm 53 years old and I've been paying attention for most of those years. So
people are looking for cocktail suggestions and people are asking what other people are just having that night. You know, it's become a thing. You know, I've been preaching this, you know, on my shows, on my podcast too, which is this is a terrible time. It's going to be rough on a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be the worst thing in the world. You can use it to relax a little bit more, spend more time with family, connect with family, do all those things, you know?
Right. I believe I saw a doctor on the TV the other day, and he said the real numbers of that affecting people is going to be depression, more so than even the virus.
Right.
Because you know you're isolated, you're worried about your future. You may or may not have a job to go back to. So I'm just trying to keep something that, you know, everyone will have one thing to look forward to each day. And keep it a little lighthearted and, you know, not everything doom and gloom, because that doesn't help anything.
It really doesn't. I love it, man. I've been a part of the group for just a few hours and I'm already enjoying it immensely. So thank you for starting it and keeping it rolling. Now, let me ask you a question. Can we kick Ethan out? Because I'd love to do that right away.
I'll keep an eye on him. You know, it's funny because it was only like maybe 48 hours old. And then you get a message from him. He was almost begging me to be an admin. I'm like, all right, you know, just let me know what you're doing, so run it past me. And then he went ghost on me. I'm like, well, I made him an admin, and I haven't heard from him in a week. But now he's hitting the pavement.
Now, was there like a day where was there one day where it grew out of control, or has it been a steady growth the whole time?
Well, like I said, when I put those two guys on the admin, and they kind of it was a settings thing, really. They opened up a couple of settings that were keeping it from really, you know, taking off, which I didn't know about on Facebook or whatever. I'm working this all from a phone, so it's a little difficult. So yeah, like probably right around those 2 days when it went from, I'm going to say maybe to 2,000 to 10 grand in maybe 3 days. That was the real surge.
Yeah. It's crazy to see, man. All right, well, listen, Sean, we got to have you back on to continue to track the progress and, you know, suggest some cocktails for us in the future. How's that sound?
Awesome, Anthony, and thank you.
All right, there's Sean, the founder of the 8 O'Clock Shot Group. How crazy is that little group? I like what they're doing over there. You know, we need fun. That's why we kicked off the podcast again. That's why, you know, I was probably going to take another week or so to get it back. And I was like, we got to do it now. You know, we can't really wait because we need distractions. We need fun. We need conversation. We need that contact still. So that's awesome what he's doing. We'll put links and everything on all our social channels. Every time we put out an episode, we're putting a blog post up at anthonyonair.com. So I'll put the link in there as well. So you guys can check that out and join the group, 8 O'Clock Shot Group. Over there on Facebook. Really, really cool stuff.